what we found out, or what we're finding out, is that several different kinds of illnesses can eventually contribute to a person having Alzheimer's disease. Most notable of them are those that have to do with the vascular system, the arteries, the blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to the brain. So, for instance, high blood pressure, sustained high blood pressure over years, decades, in fact, can eventually cause damage to the brain. People talk about vascular dementia, but we found out that Alzheimer's disease too has a component of vascular dementia as well, or vascular components. The other thing, of course, is high sugar levels, which you find in diabetes. What most people don't realize is that the sugar levels, high sugar levels, damage a lot of things, not just the heart, not just the blood vessels, but also the brain as well. So if you have persistent diabetes, if you have persistent insulin resistance, which is another one of the 12 factors, but if you have persistent, if you live with diabetes for a very long time, you're at a risk because high sugar levels specifically damage the hippocampus, which is the memory center of the brain. And not just that, but it affects nerve transmission, synapses, the communication between nerve cells. Another illness that's maybe is not as talked about as much is things like psychiatric conditions, mood disorders, depression. Sustained depression, obviously, maintains a level of stress on the brain. And one of the reasons why sustained depression is so bad is that it produces sustained levels of a hormone called cortisol. Now, cortisol is like your get up and go hormone. It helps you to run away from the, saber-toothed tiger. But if someone has depression or anxiety or anger, any of these harmful emotions, it causes, shall we say, sustained levels of cortisol. Cortisol, again, damages the hippocampus if it's in high levels for a sustained period of time. So the hippocampus, again, is the target. Now, there are also other neurological conditions like loss of taste, loss of hearing, that they are, especially in midlife, that they're beginning to associate with dementia later on in your 60s and above. So those are all factors. Again, this is just an overview, so you can always go back to the handout, you can read through it, and then you can do more further studies and exploration of yourself. That's number one, illness. Stay tuned for the next in this series of the Dementia's Dirty Dozen. So if you like this video on the Dementia's Dirty Dozen, please click on the link below. And don't forget to click on the like button and the subscribe button and also the bell button so you'll be notified of future videos. Thanks.